Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite tips and tricks video. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about map rotations because I really think in this game, it comes down to three things. Your ability to build, your ability to aim and like sort of win gunfights by your shooting potential, and then number three, your decision making. And a big part of decision making is what you do in the fights, but also what you do outside of the fights and in terms of rotating around the map. It's something that's sort of like an unspoken thing because a lot of people will give you tips on different stuff, but never really talk about what they're thinking in their mind and how they're moving around the map. So I thought this is something a lot of people ask me, and I want to make a video on this one. I think you guys will enjoy. If you guys could smack a like on this video, let's go for 805 likes. That would be amazing if we could hit that. And guys, the support has been insane. We're up over 250,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be more happy, and like I just feel so blessed that we hit that. It's been absolutely insane. I want to thank all of you guys who are subscribed to the channel, drop likes on the content, drop comments, everything. It really does mean the world to me, and I appreciate it so much. Seeing all that amazing support really makes it easy to have the motivation to continue to grind the late night uploads, grind the challenge videos and all that stuff. I'm just having a lot of fun, and that's really what it is all about. So thank you so much for that. Smack a like and let's get into it. So first of all, when it comes to map rotations, the first thing is, when do you leave the area that you land in? Now, in most locations, the area that you land in, you basically want to clear it out as far as kill everyone in that area or everyone that's available to kill there, as well as loot all of the possible chest locations and most of the floor loot spots. You don't really want to leave any chest locations. That's why I suggest landing at areas where you do know all of the chest spots. It's not that hard. If you do play and land in similar spots over and over, you're going to quickly learn all of the chest locations. Of course, chests also glow, and glow sort of through audio as well, with that sort of amazing sound you hear when you know there's a chest nearby. So that's what you want to do. However, Tilted Towers is a little bit different, because Tilted Towers is one that is probably the most hype spot in the game. And as far as, sure, if I'm landing at Fatal Fields, I slay out and then I start immediately rotating to the zone. Tilted Towers usually is in that first zone, and sometimes you don't really have to rotate because of the fact that people will be coming to you and rotating to you. So as far as it goes with Tilted Towers, that's the only one where you don't want to leave right away, and you sort of want to play it by ear and sort of move as if the zone moves. So what I mean by that is, if the zone is moving away from Tilted Tower super far, you should probably leave. However, if Tilted is going to be right on the edge, I will usually hang out and loot, because there's a lot of stuff you can do at Tilted Towers also to pass the time. There's so much loot potential, so much farming potential, a lot of stuff you can do, right? And besides, it's the biggest battle in the game as well, so you won't be done killing people until like later compared to other points of interest. So that's what you want to do, and then sort of play that edge, and that's how map rotations go out of Tilted. It probably is the most complicated one, because there's always that debate, should I stay or should I go now? And on other places there really isn't that debate, because it's pretty simple. There's nothing to do at Fatal Fields once you've got all the chests and killed all the people. Now, what you want to look at is, when you're rotating around the map and moving around the map, you want to look at two things. First of all, you want to look at, of course, the zone and the timer to do with the zone, but you also want to look at other points of interest. And the thing with other points of interest is the ones that are closest to the bus route. And what the bus route is, what I mean by that is, when the bus comes in, it flies in from a different direction every single time, right? So if you're flying in and the first thing it flies over is Retail Row, that's going to be packed. If the first thing it flies over is Anarchy Acres, that's going to be packed more than usual. If the first thing it flies over is Greasy Grove, that's going to be packed more than usual. So you need to keep that into account, and really any good player will do that, because it will change where you're going to find people at, where you will find the loot, and how map rotations will go. So that's one thing you want to look at. You want to look at other points of interest and see. So for example, if the zone is moving to the edge of Tilted, but it flew over Greasy Grove, there's going to be people coming from that greasy, that sort of shifty shafts, that factories area, and you can sort of catch them on the rotation. If on the other side it went over Retail Row and you landed Dusty Divot, you're going to want to move or watch your back, because people are going to be coming and making it out of Retail Row. And most of the time there's going to be multiple people coming from different locations. On a smaller point of interest like the factories at the edge of the map, only one person might make it out. But out of Tilted, there might be 5 or 6 people that make it out, because some people, of course 5 or 6 won't win the battle or the big fight, but some of them will just simply get their loot and just piece it and moved over to Loot Lake or something like that. So that's something you want to pay attention to as far as that goes. How you want to move in with the zone really depends. You have to understand what power the zone has. Now, the zone is scary if you don't have any heals. Of course, but what I mean by that is, if you don't have any way to heal back up, you don't want to take any damage because that's going to make you weaker for the next fight. If you have medkits or bandages, bandages are great if you're already below 75 or you don't care. If you have medkits, you really don't have to worry about the first couple of zones because you can tank them super hard and also be able to medkit up. So you need to pay attention to what's in your inventory as well as the time on the zone. Now, how the time works is there's two things. There is first there's a clock like you see on the screen right now. There's a clock that says like a minute 40 something. That is how long until the zone starts to move. And then once it starts to move, the clock will turn into a little purple storm logo. And that means how long until the zone fully closes in. Once the zone fully closes in, it also starts to tick for more. So if the zone's ticking for 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then it fully closes in, it's going to immediately start ticking for 2. If it's ticking for 2, it fully closes in, it'll start ticking for 5 or something like that. So you want to pay attention and get as far as you can in the in the zone before it closes in and starts doing that more damage. Now, as far as rotations go, rotations are all about what you want to accomplish in the game and paying attention to points of interest. Most people aren't, I mean, you will find some noobs or casual players coming, walking around out of nowhere, but most people are coming from points of interest or named locations. What those are basically places where you would think people do land. Now, not every place that people land at have a name. The factories don't have a name. The motel doesn't have a name. But, points of interest or named locations are what you're going to be wanting to pay attention to. And you want to sort of put yourself in their mindset. So if I'm moving out of Tilted Towers, I need to think in my head, what are people doing out of Shifty, out of Pleasant, out of Loot Lake, the areas surrounding me? How are they making this rotation? And how can I sort of play the angle or the trajectory to cut them off? And that's what I'll do on map rotations. As you see in this game, I thought this was a good gameplay to show off because it's pretty high kills, and I do it because I'm basically playing sort of where the bus came in from, but not really even that much, just more of the strong side of the map, which is of course the middle tilted area of the map. Even if the bus comes in from other areas, the middle area is always going to be the strong side of the map. And I'm making these rotations smartly, and I'm cutting people off, people coming from Loot Lake. As you can see right there, as I check the map, I was on the strong side of that, and what that means is that that's where most people are going to be coming in from. Now, of course, your map rotations all depend on your goal. Your goals in this game are either could be just to win the game, or to go for high kills, or to do a little bit of both. And what I talk about is the strong side of the zone and the weak side of the zone. And I'll explain what that is, right? So the strong side of the zone is the side where people are going to be coming in from the most. So basically on that rotation there on this game, it's taken us to the Wailing Woods. So of course the strong side is all that middle area of the map between Loot Lake to Tomato to Wailing, or that sort of area. That was the strong side of the map. That's where most people, statistically, based on landing percentages and everything like that, that's where most people are going to be coming in from. The weak side of the zone would be that other far side, top side of the map. And that's why I suggest late game, if all you want to do is win, and it's one of these far zones you can get a head start, you should rotate early, get to the weak side of the zone, farm up, because you won't need to fight as many people. If you want to get as many kills as possible, go for high kill wins and stuff like that, you need to be playing, and if this gameplay was similar to my 21 kill game, is I'm moving in with the storm the whole damn game on that strong side, and I'm catching people because of that map rotations. There's no correct way to play this game. I think that's what makes it so fun, is the creative aspect with the building, but also with just the gameplay. I mean, some people want to win with 0 kills. Some people want to get 20 kills and don't care if they win. It all depends on what you're trying to do. Some people just want to hit crazy snipes or hit a hand cannon shot or complete challenges. There's multiple ways to play this game. That's why there's no correct way to do it. You need to find your objective in your head and understand what you want to do as far as map rotations. Now, rotating becomes a lot more important in the late game, is where I would suggest rotating early, unless you are having a plan to make that rotation, because in the late game, you don't want to play with the storm at all. You don't even want to be near the edge of the storm, like if it's moving, for the fact that you could get caught up. An enemy could be in a bush. You got to start panic building. Oh my gosh, storm's ticking for 5 or 10. You don't want to play with the storm. In the earlier game, you can really like play in the storm to get a couple of kills. And if you have a med kit, you don't really have to worry about it. But late game, you don't want to play with that. My tips for late game rotations would be rotate early, build up a huge 1x1, but not too high where you're gonna take fall damage. Probably like 4 levels high would be good. and then sort of wait and look for the people on that strong side coming in late and making that rotation. That's the suggestions I would do, but that's basically as far as it goes. If you watch any high kill gameplay, they are playing the edge of the zone in the mid and the mid and early games, and sort of playing that strong side edge of the zone and rotating in with the majority of people. Now, a lot of people are late to rotations, and that's where you're going to catch the most enemies. So if you're early, you're going to have the better chance to win the game. If you're late, you're going to catch the more enemies. That's what you can see here. I pick up a 16 kill win, and I start at Tilted Towers and make my way all the way to like the Lonely Lodge, Wailing Wood sort of area, and that's all based on rotations. I thought I played them pretty crisp in this gameplay. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this vid helps you out. Drop a like on this thing. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Have a great night, and I'm out. Peace.